It's something that we stress. Each coach in our league has their own belief system in terms of what they're going to where they're going to place their non-negotiables and what's most important to them. And I've always been a defensive guy. Obviously, we're going to try to be as good as we can offensively, and I've had teams where we're a little bit better offensively than we are defensively. But early on in practice, especially this time of year, we're going to focus a lot of our energies on trying to get some stops. Hopefully that gives us a chance night in and night out. Our guys, to this point have been really good, really receptive in terms of embracing the fact that we've got a guard at a high level to be competitive in this league. This is a real basketball league these days. And if we're not competitive defensively, we won't have a chance. Getting a bunch of stops, it gives us a chance night in and night out, regardless of whether it's going in for us or not.
But where are you offensively right now from what you're saying?
Offensively? I think we're a little bit behind offensively. But that I think it's expected this time of year. Right, so maybe I shouldn't say behind, but we got to define some roles. Right now, we got to figure out who's going to earn the majority of the minutes, right? And so I think offensively it'll be a little more clear, probably mid-December in terms of really who we're trying to go to, who we can count on in certain situations to take what type of shot. We talked yesterday about shot selection, A shots, C shots, and F shots. And, for us, Carrio driving that thing and drawing foul, that's A for us, right? And pitch aheads to Carrio in transition, those are A shots. Jabri Abdur-Rahim shooting rhythm threes, those are A shots for us. But we've got a bunch of newcomers too that we're still evaluating, and these guys are also still learning each other. But defensively, we're in a decent place, for this time of year in terms of guys playing hard. We're pretty interested. We'll find out pretty soon how committed we are, because those are two entirely different things.
You mentioned out there in the main room that inter-squad scrimmage from Saturday. What were your takeaways just from what you saw?
I thought we were really casual. It was probably our worst performance this fall. Friday, I thought we were really good and really sharp, and we told them that. And sometimes, you learn too with each team how they respond to the way the staff communicates with them. And maybe we didn't handle that positive reinforcement very well. The film from Saturday we watched Monday afternoon, and it was pretty alarming, the deficiencies we had defensively, and I thought we responded really well Monday and yesterday, and got back to that energy level that we had, that competitiveness level that we had in terms of guarding the ball and blocking out and closing out and flying around. So we're in a better place today than we were certainly on Saturday.
What have you seen from Terry so far? What he kind of brings to the table?
He's ultra competitive, and he's got he plays with a lot of emotion, but he's got to channel that, and he can't be emotional because he's got some leadership qualities too. And folks tend to follow him a little bit, and that's good. But he's got to maintain his composure, whether it's going good or whether or not the opposing team's going on a 5-0 run in practice. He's a guy that's learning how to lead at this level, and also produce at this level at the same time. So he's got a lot of responsibility. He's a guy that can play a couple of positions for us, but obviously he is a point guard by nature. Really good on the ball defender, learning off the ball, and growing in that department. And then offensively, he's been arguably our best passer, probably along with Justin Hill. And he's a guy that can score a little bit too.
You bring Braylon with you today. Obviously, you add Frank in transfer portal. We got to see those two go at it in practice. What has that competition been like between those two, with your big emphasis on hits, rebounds? Yeah,
it's been healthy. It's been a good competition. Those guys go at each other every day. They tell each other about it, but they're close off the court. They leave it between the lines, and that's what you want to see. They make each other better. Frank has made Braylon better, and Braylon has obviously made Frank better. And we got to keep these guys healthy. It's not like we have 3 or 4 true fives out there. But we've got 2 5s that we really like. We can play some small ball too, you know, with MA or with Kyron, or who knows how some of these other guys progress to add depth to that front court. But those 2 5s have a chance to have good years for us.
You mentioned Kyron there. How has he come along? You know, as a freshman, you know, the only true freshman coming out of high school, besides the walk-ons. You know, how have you seen him come along?
He's had some nagging injuries. He's probably missed more time than anyone else, unfortunately. It's stunted his progress a little bit. That said, he's coming off probably his best practice yesterday. He's kind of got some throwback instincts, kind of an old school game to him where I don't know what his greatest strength is, but he's good at a lot. And he's one of these guys at the end of a practice, you know, he may have 18 points and 10 rebounds and a couple blocks, and he's done a good job staying in front of the basketball, defending. He's just good at a lot. He's a very good basketball player that has a chance to be a very good basketball player at this level in time.
Anybody else banged up besides him and Jalen right now? I know Jalen's just coming back. I don't think he's had any kind of actual.
No, I think this is about as healthy as we've been finally.
Okay.
These last couple of days.
When will Jalen actually get back and start doing some stuff with y'all?
Justin Hill was out for a while. Jalen he's out there a little bit right now.
Okay.
A lot of non-contact and a little bit of contact.
Okay, I didn't know much contact.
It's going to take time. You know, he's worked really hard, and obviously I want it for him as much as.
What's up with Justin? What was up with Justin?
Justin had a hammy thing for a while. It was just nagging him for. He missed some time too, like Kyron.
Right.
Yesterday was probably as much as he's gone full court. It's good to have him back. He provides a lot of energy. He's probably as good a communicator as we've got, especially in terms of new system, you know, offensively. Hey, remember, hey, we're doing this, and directing traffic, even while he's bouncing the ball, and defensively, he's like Terry Roberts. I used to have to say pit bull, now I can say bulldog again. He's a bulldog on the basketball.
Cario talked about what it was like being in the portal and just a little bit of the conversations you guys had with him. What were those conversations as far as, you know, getting him to come back to Georgia?
Who's this? I'm sorry.
Cario.
Cario. You know, just blunt, honestly, just very, very transparent, open communication. This is kind of how we roll as a staff, and this is how I'll coach you. And I'm not trying to paint a picture, because I want you to know exactly what you're signing up for. And I want you tell me what you're looking for and what's important to you. And maybe we meet in the middle, but maybe we don't. Because ultimately I want you to do what's best for you and what's in your best interest. And obviously, if you feel like Georgia's not in your best, then that's not in Georgia's best interest, right? And so let's just be open with each other. And he's a great young man. And I'll never forget, I was out recruiting after a few of those conversations. He actually called me and said, you know, Coach, I'm actually thinking about coming back. At that point, it was a little bit of a surprise because, you know, if you listen to anyone else, you know, we were hearing that he might take off. So he wants to help Georgia get going. And, you know, he wants to win, and he wants to make us a competitive program. He's pushing himself every day, get out of his comfort zone, and he's got a chance to be a really good player. He had, you know, very good individual season, of course. He knows there's some stuff he can continue to get better at. And daily, he's working on it.
The previous